Mm-hmm. Yep. Let's see here. Okay. Let me do this here. What's good, people? I had to go live. I had to go live for this one. Shout out to Kratos, who got the discussion started on okay, I just want to make sure I can see y'all. Shout out to my boy Kratos, who got the discussion. Let me see how that look. Yeah, it's in my way, ain't it? It is in my way. Let me move that right quick, though. Let me move that out the way. We're going to move that out the way. All right? Let me see. All right? Yes, y'all come in. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Y'all see the headline. I had to talk about this. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is utterly ridiculous. I will say it again. This is utterly ridiculous. Oh, yeah, come on in. Come on in, people. Yes, sir. What's up? Barrios, who else? JD, what's up? Shout G, Child of God, what's up? Who else? 22. Phantom Kraken, what's good? Tay-Dot, what's good? Reggie Bone, what's good? Come in. Yeah, we need to talk about this. We need to talk about this. The narrative. D Powder, what's up? 9064, what's good? What's good, brother? What is good? What is good? What is good? Let me put this back on. Let me see if I can. I'm going to do it there, right there. There we go. It should be. Let me put this over like this. All right. What's good, people? Yeah. Let me put this up here. Let me put that up there. Let me make that large screen. Because this is the topic for today. Kaz Miller, what's up? Teddy Payne, what's up? The Real Levon Cason, what's up? The Dark Lord Fusion, what's up? Cold Blooded Sensei, what's up? I ain't heard Cold Blooded. I ain't heard. I just want to be able to give my perspective without nobody interrupting me. Kratos gonna be Kratos. Every time he brought me up, he brought King Thrash up, and King Thrash kept interrupting me, so I couldn't say what I wanted to say. You know what I'm saying? I respect everybody's opinion. CB3, what's up? Alpha Will, what's good? But we need to slow this narrative down. JD said no one cared about devs getting paid until Gamepass came around. Facts. Let's talk about it. Kevin, I'm streaming. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Cause now developers getting paid is it? Nobody clown Sony despite Days Gone doing good. Days Gone so well. Days Gone made a lot of money. Are they getting the Days Gone too? No. So seeing that these games won't get sequels, of course gamers have to support a game for it to get sequel. But that's not the only stipulation that evolves around that and when determining whether a game is going to get a sequel or not. It's not solely on the gamers itself. Yeah, the gamers can buy a game, make it popular, you know what I'm saying, run the numbers up. Everybody expected Days Gone to get a sequel. It's not getting a sequel. You know why? Because Sony said we have too many zombie games. Now, a shout out to everybody who tuning in right now. As you come in, hit the like button. Brian Carter, what's up? Joe Hayden LaFlame, what's up? This notion that ponies, and shout out to my brother Kratos, he just created a space on Twitter, had over 140 something, pretty much primarily PlayStation fans in there, having a discussion about Game Pass and Xbox. Why? It's a platform you call dog shit. It's a service you call dog shit. Why y'all sitting up here discussing Xbox and Game Pass? It's 100 and some 40 PlayStation people in here. Y'all can't talk about nothing PlayStation. Y'all can't talk about nothing PlayStation new. Oh yeah, Alpha Will, I'm about to go in. Stop it, Post. It's not only PlayStation fans. It was majority PlayStation fans, so I can say that, Alpha Will. You was in there too. Mike Andy, what's up? This all I'm saying, right? People can flat come out and say, look, we haven't got our royalties, right, from Square Enix. Pony say it's Game Pass fault. I know, Mike. Let me do it. Gotta be legend. What's up? Yeah, this is what y'all wanted. All right. I'm gonna say that again. Yo. I'm gonna say that again. Now, people can fly came out and said, right, that they didn't get their royalties from Square Enix, who published the game. Microsoft didn't publish it. Microsoft only went to the publisher and struck a deal with the publisher to say, look, we want this game in Game Pass, right? What do we need to do on our end to accommodate you to get that game in Game Pass? Square Enix told Microsoft, look, woo wop the band. Microsoft told Square Enix, okay, we can meet those obligations, okay? Outriders launched day one in Game Pass, right? Then Square Enix come out and say, look, we believe Outriders Xbox Game Pass launch has paid off, right? Now, in that they say Square Enix believes the decision to make Outriders available on Xbox Game Pass on the day of its release paid off in terms of player acquisition, right? Now, I can speculate or give my opinion or even assume in this case what that means to Square Enix in terms of player acquisition. But what it actually means to Square Enix, I would never know until Square Enix says that. But here you are, you got these know-nothing as PlayStation dude like King Thrash want to sit up here and tell me what Square Enix mean by that. You don't know. And whatever you're saying and whatever I'm saying, it's not fact. It's an assumption. Because we're assuming what we know what Square Enix meant by that player acquisition. To me, it was that Outriders was exposed to a large base of gamers, right? And whenever you can allow your game to get in front of a large mass of people, you give that mass of people a option to determine whether they like what you're putting in front of them and whether they want to continue to play what you're putting in front of them and whether they want to pay for what you're putting in front of them. That's what I assume. But I don't know if that's what Square Enix was getting from them numbers. Because they see way more than we see on the back end when it comes to Game Pass. So maybe they was thinking that or something else. I won't know until they come out and say it. But to sit up here and blame Game Pass for the reason why Square Enix is not paying people can fly their royalties is asinine. I gotta tap into my brother Baron. It is simply asinine, right? Now, we all want to assume that we know how Game Pass works, right? And that's the problem. A lot of people is hating on Game Pass and have an issue with Game Pass because, one, Microsoft are keeping their numbers close to the cuff. They don't expose their numbers. Number two, Microsoft never came out and explained how Game Pass worked in terms of profitability, in terms of how it negotiates its contracts with its developers. And since ponies can't get none of that information, they come up with the most stupidest shit, right? Right? They come up with the most stupidest stuff for it, right? And it's crazy. And it's crazy. And they sitting up here, right? They're trashing Game Pass despite Sony coming out saying that they have an answer for Game Pass. What would they say and what will they do, and will they have the same energy when Sony announced their service to compete with Game Pass? Oh, we forget. I don't know why the game didn't break even. And see, we don't have enough information to go off of. That's another thing. People up here saying blaming Game Pass for the reason people can fly did not get no money, and for the reason that people can fly, that Outriders didn't sell well, right? Which is crazy, right? In launch day, MLB launch day one in Game Pass. Game Pass didn't prevent that from selling well, huh? Many independent developers have came out and said, despite their games being in Game Pass, they still sold and made a lot of money. Microsoft announced, I think that was last year, that independent developers have made over $1 billion off of Xbox in terms of Game Pass and all that. $1 billion. So to sit up here and to throw shame on Game Pass, talking about developers are not happy with it, they not making no money, to negate these developers, it's crazy. And then we got this notion. Look at Mike, right? He's saying bots ain't buying no game. But then none of you niggas buy Returnal. Huh? Y'all hype Returnal, said it was a 90 rated game, said it was a game of the year, contender and winner, right? And only 500,000 people brought the game. What are we doing here? Who not buying games? The same thing y'all did with Hellblade when it was exclusive to the PlayStation 4. Y'all hyped it up because the graphics was looking good. And when it came out, it only sold 250,000 copies. Who not buying games? Who not buying games? And then y'all say, and then one of the brothers say, well, I'm so tired of hearing bots say they not go buy a game till it comes to Game Pass. Well, if that person feel that way, let them feel that way. Let them feel that way. Because if he invested in a service, he should want the most value in that service that he can get. Now, is it wrong for him to wait? You might feel it's wrong for him to wait. Either way, if it hit Game Pass, Microsoft gonna put some type of bread up for it, so they're gonna get their bread anyway. When did we weren't worried about whether developers were getting paid back in the day when we was going in trading games to GameStop, money that wasn't going to the developers. What we worried about the developers getting money back in the day when we was trading our games into GameStop, or when we was going to buy used games at GameStop, money that never synced to the developers. What we worried about them getting paid then? Nope. And how many studios that was back then, that existed back then, that don't exist now? Yeah. And these come from the same people. Bro. The same people who say we should support the developers and all that was the same people buying used games. It's the same people that be on CD keys trying to get a game for a discount. Or be the same person that'll say, I'm going to wait a month or two until it hit the discount bin and then play it. These the same people. But yet they sitting up here talking like they spending $70 on every purchase. Buying 4 or 5. They ain't buying that many games a year. Ain't nobody damage controlling. Top dog, I'm doing my thing. This is crazy. Y'all are some sick Negroes. I don't understand this. Yes, this is me going on my Game Pass rant. Game Pass, Game Pass, Game Pass. This is me going on my Game Pass rant. Because y'all are hypocrites. Y'all are hypocrites. The same, you're crying about, the cost of development is going up. Right? They say the cost of developing games now are on the scale of some Hollywood movies. Hold on, I'm finna turn my fan on because I'm getting hot. Right? Right? They saying that some of the development of these AAA games are on the same scale as Hollywood movies, right? So what do you do to kind of subsidize that cost and allow yourself to continue to take risk? Huh? Well, you think of residual income, right? You think of residual income. Money coming in on a monthly basis versus selling the game, it's selling $13 million and only getting that $100 and some million or $200 some million off that game and have to wait another 4 years to do the same. When I can make $100 million a month. When I can make $100 million a month. What are we doing here? It's simple. It's simple. So what do you do to them small developers, right? You introduce them to Game Pass because you know they don't have the marketing power to put their games in front of as many faces as the big publishers can. So what you do, Game Pass become an avenue to get your game in front of as many people as possible. Yeah. Yeah, it might be in there. They pay for a subscription, and you might get Microsoft might give you some bread up front. They might help you with the cost of the game or whatever incentives Microsoft might give you to put their game in Game Pass. Right? You get your game in front of a large group of people that might like it well enough to purchase it just in case when it leaves Game Pass. What are we doing here? What is wrong with that? What is wrong with that? If I'm a small business owner and I know the government have incentives for me to kickstart and jumpstart my business, you don't think I'm going to take advantage of that? How many small businesses took advantage of that PPP loan? Huh? During COVID. Because they needed help. It's small developers out here that need that type of help. That don't have the same budgets as these publishers and stuff like that. Right? And then even with the AAA publishers, right? They might have a new game that's not as prominent as, say, like a God of War or a Halo, right? And they're kind of fickle on how the gaming community might receive the game. They don't know if it's going to do well out the gate. Example, Outriders. So what do? Well, I know Game Pass got 18 million subscribers. Right? So I know I can go to Microsoft and we can negotiate this game launching in front of 18 million people. So we can kind of gauge what people think about this game, how successful it's going to be, how many players play it, and then after they play it, how many people choose to buy it. And then we can take that information and then apply it to the overall grand scheme of that game being successful. Now this article right here, Outriders, hasn't earned any royalties, has nothing to do with Game Pass. But yet, you got the ponies that's going to make it about Game Pass. Because you know why? They don't got shit else to do for the rest of the year. Sony not communicating with them. Sony ain't the 100 shows that they were supposed to do ain't nowhere to be found. They not at Gamescom. They don't know when their next exclusive gonna come out, right? They don't got shit for the rest of the year. So what they do? They gotta talk about Xbox all day. Cause Sony quiet. Sony ain't on Twitter talking to their community. Sony ain't on Twitter talking. Sony ain't on these podcasts talking to their community and keeping their community up to date with what's going on. They're not. Who did we blame for Outriders flopping? Game Pass. Yeah, that's who they blame. Game Pass. Right? And then Kratos. Yeah, I'm going to throw my boy Kratos under the bus. He come show me a screenshot of UK buying up 83% of the purchases of Outriders in the UK. Nigga. I don't live in the UK. What you showing me that for? I don't live in the UK. I'm in the United States. Show me some United States numbers. Every time we get into these game sales, these ponies run straight to UK numbers. Y'all know that? Every screenshot be UK numbers. It's never the USA. I wonder why. Hold on, play. Let me hold on, play. I'll do that in a minute. Let me take this off screen first. Let me take that off screen first. Right? Music. I might be sweating. Okay, Gotta Be Legend say that's like me paying Z for your music since he plays it on his platform and he don't pay you. Right. That's got nothing to do with me. What are we doing here? Exactly, Gotta Be Legend. It has nothing to do with Microsoft. It has nothing to do with Gamepass. Microsoft did fulfill their obligations to Square Enix. Right? And then look. It says, announced on the developer's investor website, People Can Fly explained that the agreement with Square Enix meant it will receive any royalties for the game's first quarter on sale by August 16, 2021. That was yesterday. It's only 24 hours. Who's to say that Square Enix ain't called People Can Fly already, and they spoke on what was the issue going on with the sales? Whoever said that Square Enix and People Can Fly ain't contacted each other already, right? Then they say no funds was transferred. Yeah, if I was in People Can Fly, I would be looking for my money too, right? So I'm calling up HR or whoever I need to call and say, look, what's going on, right? Say no funds was transferred, which People Can Fly suggests means that according to the publisher, the revenues from the sales of the games are lower than the total cost of its production, including quality insurance. This is on top of sales. That the publisher probably included the cost of quality insurance, distribution, and promotion, right? As Gotta Be Legend said, Microsoft pays Square Enix. Square Enix got to pay People Can Fly, right? Right? And even still, they assuming, even People Can Fly are assuming right now that since they haven't got any numbers from Square Enix, they're assuming that the numbers was low. They estimated 2 to 3 million. Right? So, once again, we don't have enough information. We don't have enough information here to assume that this issue is a Game Pass, but you're going to make it a Game Pass issue. Because that's what ponies do. Like I said, they don't have nothing else coming from the rest of the year but Kingdom. The rest is multiplats, right? We got 2 AAA bangers dropping. Halo and Forza dropping towards the end of this year, right? Right? Hades just dropped in Game Pass. Right? The Ascent just dropped in Game Pass. 12 Minutes about to drop in Game Pass. Psychonaut 2 about to drop in Pass. Whether you like these games or not, I don't care. But somebody like them. Right? And if somebody don't like them, they have access to them to play them. To see if they do like them. Okay? This Game Pass fault, they took this janky-ass deal thinking there would be a larger buyer. Mike, you sound stupid as hell, brother. You sound stupid as hell, brother. Don't allow ignorance, brother. Leave ignorance alone, brother. Never be kind or be friend to ignorance, brother. But see, nobody is pointing out that when they initially, and even right here, let me see. Where is it? Where is that? Let me see. Let me go back right here. And so y'all can see this. Let me make this big. Oh, let me take that down. Okay, let me go here. Make that big. Oh, I'll come back a little. All right. Okay, let me see here. It says here. Where we at? The game attracted over 3.5 million unique players between its April 1st release and May 1st. Right? April 1st to May 1st. So within a month, within a month span, it attracted over 3.5 million unique players. Right? But no one's talking about, and I played it, and I beat the game. I didn't go back and do the side missions because of the issues that it was having. Connection issues. People losing their items and stuff. People coming back and their whole inventory wiped out. Everything that they worked for was gone. Right? That's what impacted this game. Because once I left, after I beat the game, and once I left it, I didn't go back to it. Because even after I was waiting for them to update, people were still having issues with their inventory being wiped out. And when you're having that, and when you're having fun with a game, right? Because Outriders, don't get me wrong, Outriders is a dope game. It is a fun game. But it was the issues that plagued it, that disrupted that disrupted the gameplay, right? And when you have players working hard, doing all those side missions, getting through the game, and build up their inventory, only to come and for it to be wiped out, and then they have to do all that over again to get that shit back, you're like, fuck, I ain't finna do this shit. I'm good. I'm not finna do this. They need to fix their shit. So yes, the player base is going to drop. And people who walk away might not return given what the other titles that were released in that time. Look, The Ascent has its issues too. I was frustrated with that game. The Ascent is a dope game, but it's buggy as hell. It's buggy as hell. Some of the side missions wouldn't start on co-op. Some of the AI that you're supposed to meet wouldn't be in the places that they supposed to. On some missions, when you beat the spider, it will boot you out the game. It will boot you out. It will boot the host out the game. Every time you beat a spider, it booted Noah out the game. It had glitches where you couldn't get certain achievements. And so I streamed, my last stream when I streamed The Ascent, we were stuck on the part for about 2 hours, about 2.5 hours. We kept dying. Right? So after 2.5 hours, we finally beat that part. The game crashes, kicked Noah out. And guess what? That part that we spent 2.5 hours on, we got to go back and redo it. I say, nah, fuck this. Like, we ain't finna do so. Stop, cut the stream. We're not about to do this. I'm not about to do all this over. I just spent 2.5 hours on the stream watching the chat see me get my ass kicked on this one part. And they in the chat rooting for us like, y'all can get it this time. Y'all can get it. Only for us to beat it. Only for us to beat it in the game to crash on us. We're not doing this. PCF started nerfing a bunch of shit after launch. You don't nerf items. That's another thing, gotta be legend. They started nerfing some of the weapons, and people didn't like the changes. What up, Verge? What up, Juan Castillo? You losing your inventory. You nerfing guns because you think they too overpowered. People not liking the issues with the game, along with you nerfing the weapons. Why do I need to stay and play this game? Huh? Why do I need to stay and play this game? Right? But we're not going to sit up here and blame Game Pass for something that's between Square Enix and people can fly. Microsoft fulfilled their obligations in whatever incentives and whatever they came up with in terms of them negotiating the contract. Microsoft fulfilled that from a financial perspective or whatever. If they didn't, the game wouldn't be in Game Pass. You can't sit up here and say that if a game launches Game Pass, people not going to buy it, and then turn a blind eye to MLB, which is still selling, despite it being in Game Pass. The internet leads to lazy rollouts. Game Pass don't lead to lazy rollout. Internet leads to lazy rollout. Ever since the internet came on the scene, and well, I will say this, because the OG Xbox was the first one that was updating its operating systems, right? And allowing certain games to update, right? The only difference is back then things was installed, things were being done from the CD. So like NBA 2K DLC content it had on the OG Xbox, it had a DLC section, but all that was being streamlined from the disc. It wasn't until the 360 that Microsoft built those features into the OS itself. But when the 360 came along and developers saw that they could put out a game, and if they had issues, they can install a patch or update that game. Now you got games coming out. Every game come out has a day one patch. That was going on before Game Pass. Let's not do this. We're not going to blame Game Pass for developers being lazy when this issue started way before Game Pass even came out. Once the internet came, right? Once the internet came and services like Xbox Live came, which gave the developers the ability to streamline code and patches and stuff on the fly to fix their games. Because back in the days, we didn't have that. If we brought a game in the 90s and there was a bug or issue, we had to live with it. It was no way of getting the game updated or none, because the internet didn't exist back at that time. Well, it existed, just not in a commercial aspect. It was pretty much for colleges in the military and stuff like that, in the government. But once internet became a commercial resources for the people, and once developers was given the ability to update their game and to patch their flaws or bugs and stuff like that, look where we are. Day one patches. Games coming out broken or with major issues just to get it out the door. You can't blame Game Pass for that. You can't blame Game Pass for that. You can't blame Game Pass for that. I'm not blaming the developer. King Thrash, Game Pass was supposed to push sale. It didn't. Our writers are a clear indicator. Thrash, you don't know what it did. because someone's saying that they didn't get their money and that they don't, and that the publisher haven't released sales to them and that they assumed they was low, it's not saying that Game Pass didn't do its job. Game Pass said, what? Game attracted over 3.5 million unique players between April 1st and May 1st? Is that PlayStation? If that's the case, then Thrash, was that PlayStation that attracted the 3.5 million players? Huh? Yes, and we're going to continue to cheer Game Pass for having Outriders. We're going to continue to do so. Because for a service we pay for, we got access to a AAA game that came out, garnered a lot of attention, had some bugs, had some issues, wiped out people's inventories, messed with people's saves. They started nerfing weapons and stuff like that, which people didn't like. And so the player base may be dropped due to the changes and the bugs and the issues that the game was having. Y'all trying to place this issue solely on Game Pass, and it's not. It's not. As I said and will continue to say, Microsoft fulfilled the contractual obligations that Square Enix laid out to them for Game Pass to be put in, for Outriders to be put in Game Pass. Now from there, the relationship between Square Enix and People Can Fly, Microsoft ain't got nothing to do with that. Microsoft's main goal was to get that game into Game Pass, so as many people in that community who have access to Game Pass can get access to that game. Now, why People Can Fly is not getting paid, it's not on Game Pass. It has nothing to do with Microsoft. And if you're going to blame Game Pass for it not selling well, you could blame PlayStation community too for not buying it. Huh? If you gonna blame Game Pass for it not selling well, then you could blame the PlayStation community for not buying it. I wasn't posting no PC player accounts. And as far as I'm concerned, that 3.5 million unique players, I don't consider that Game Pass. I consider that Game Pass. I consider it PC players. I probably PlayStation players, or whatever other platform it was on. That's probably a combination across all platforms. They don't say 3.5 million unique players strictly from Game Pass. Let's see, the game attracted over 3.5 million unique players between its April 1st release and May 1st. According to internal data from its publisher, although it didn't break down the figures at all or comment on Xbox Game Pass specifically at the time. So it remains. See, that's what I'm talking about. People don't read. They assume. They talk out their ass. They talk out their ass. I speak in the context of which the article is written. I don't speak like I've released the game, like I've published the game, or I've negotiated a contract for a game. I'm speaking totally in the context of what the article is saying. They said, according to internal data from its publisher, right? That means People Can Fly got some internal data from its publisher. During that time between April 1st to May 1st, Square Enix released internal data. I guess it was player data. Okay? Now we don't know what that data consists of. If it had Xbox Game Pass data in there, or if it was PC, PlayStation, or if all the data was in there. But it released internal data to People Can Fly. Right? And it said, although it didn't break down the figure at all or comment on Xbox Game Pass specifically at the time, so it remains unclear what percentage of player base the service's subscribers account for. How? So we don't have enough information. How y'all sitting up here blaming Game Pass? Y'all don't even have enough information. Huh? Because they don't give it to us. They never gave a percentage of the install base that Game Pass accounted for. But yet, we want to blame Game Pass for the game not being successful and forget about the PlayStation dudes who probably ain't even about a game. But blame Game Pass. Blame Game Pass. See, that's what these ponies do. They sit up here and say, we support the developers. We're making sure these developers eat. Huh? If that's the case, why is people can fly in this situation? Why is Outriders in this situation? Thrash, did you beat Outriders? Thrash, did you play Outriders? Huh? No numbers. Alpha Will, that's why I liked your tweet earlier today. And you said the same thing I'm saying now. That it's not enough data to make these assumptions or even to blame Game Pass. Rob, but see, that's what you, Rob, a perfect example. Rob said it was mid to him out the gate, so it was a no buy for him, right? But guess what? Game Pass gave him that opportunity. It gave him that opportunity to see if it was a game that he liked and that he would buy. He chose not to. I beat Outriders in Game Pass. I beat it. I didn't complete the side missions. Well, I did some side missions. I didn't complete all of them because I didn't want to lose my inventory like other people was doing or their saved data. So I stopped playing. It's the reason why I stopped playing. It's the reason why Z stopped playing. We was on Outriders every day. Facts, you right, Phantom. You right. Look, if Game Pass is trash, to each his own. Player, one man trash is another man's treasure. Look, I'm not here to change your minds or your opinions on Game Pass. You feel the way you feel about Game Pass. That's cool. I'm saying we're not finna sit up here and create these false narratives and blame Game Pass for Square Enix not getting that paper. I'm in the music business, right? Right? I got an independent, say I got a label, right? Right? Say I signed a deal with Universal, right? Universal give me a signing bonus, right? Right? So I might it could deal because you can sign a deal with Universal, but that doesn't necessarily mean that your publishing might go through Universal. You could be signed to Universal and your publisher can go through someone else. Right? Right? So I'm published under ASCAP. So whenever I'm published under ASCAP, and ASCAP primarily, I gotta go back and check, but primarily does broadcasting. So anything that get played in over the radio and things like that, right? When it comes to TV shows and stuff like that, you have TV guilds, publishing guilds to sign up to as well to get your publishing through there. But ASCAP covers anything that's broadcasted that comes over the radio. So every time my song is played, ASCAP is counting, right? And depending on how prominent of an artist I am, will determine how much I get off each spin, right? So say I can be an artist that probably get 25 cents off each spin, right? Or if I'm prominent enough, I might get $1 per spin across all radio stations in all 50 states. Right? That's why radio is so important. So I might get $1 per spin, and I might get spent. All I'm saying is that right? There's someone above me, right? That I have a contractual obligation with that handles my money, right? That handles my money, right? I have to go talk to them I can't blame nobody over here. I can't go to the radio and say I had 12 spins, give me my money. The radio gonna say we paid your publishing company. If you ain't get your money, go talk to your publishing company. Go talk to ASCAP. I can't go to the radio stations and say, look, yo, I just counted, man. I got 800 spins from y'all, bruh. At $1 a pop, I need my $800. The radio station gonna say, bruh, we did what we were supposed to do. We paid your publisher. If you ain't got your bread, go talk to them. This is stop with the cap. We ain't finna do that with Destruction All Stars. We're not doing that today. We're not doing that today, brother. We're not doing that. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Let me see what time it is. Okay, it's 3:11. We're not doing that today. We're not doing that today. But this and the ponies jumped on this real quick. And I knew Kratos was gonna lead the charge. He was gonna lead the charge. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why people got this hate. The same people that hate Game Pass got Hulu, Crunchyroll, got Disney Plus, Netflix, right? And guess what? They pay for Netflix every month and don't even watch it every day. A lot of times Netflix ain't even getting watched unless they know Netflix is dropping a banger. They ain't watching Netflix, but they paying for it every month. These the same guys. The same guy. You're paying for a service that you're getting little to no value out of, because you know every once in a while they drop a banger TV show or series. And you pay for it every month. You know how I know? You know how I know? Because I do it. I got Disney Plus, right? I pay for Disney Plus every month. And I rarely fucking use it. Because right now, their original content is not where it's supposed to be. But I still pay for it every month. Just in case some shit pop on there that I want to see. Hulu. I got a couple of TV shows on Hulu that I watch. Right? I pay for it every month and only watch it when a new one of those episodes come out. But I still pay for it every month. Same with Netflix. So I know if I do these things, the same people who is complaining about Game Pass, right? I got Game Pass, right? Game Pass drop bangers here and there. They consistent with their content. Maybe sometimes they putting stuff in there that I don't like. I'm still paying for it every month because I know that at some point, then I'm gonna get a banger. Halo coming, Forza coming, next year Starfield coming, Redwood or Redfall is coming. I go on Netflix and look at their coming soon section, and I check off the shit that I want to see and get notified for when it's gonna drop. You know. Why hit movies don't drop on Netflix? Because Netflix is competition, brother. And hit movies are about to drop on Netflix. And then Netflix just signed an agreement with Sony to get all their movies and stuff onto Netflix. What are we doing here, brother? Look, whether y'all want it or not, and I kind of respect Erodimus for this. Well, I don't kind of. I respect Erodimus for this because he made a good point. We're in a paradigm shift, right? People are scared. They don't know which way the industry going to go. They don't know how it's going to work out. They don't know where it's going to be in the next 5 or 10 years. They don't know if they're going to if the ownership of physical content is still going to be there, or if subscription service is going to take over. Let me tell y'all something, bruh. Every industry is moving towards a subscription-based service. At one point, you was able to go into a store and buy Microsoft Office or the disk. It's subscription-based. Windows, the operating system, is cloud-based now. It's for to be subscription-based. Microsoft Windows 11 operating system is for to be subscription-based. Right? Music, Apple Music, Spotify, it's subscription-based. Right? Movies, Vudu, Netflix, all these different movie, it's subscription based. Amazon has it have it where you can either purchase a movie that's in theaters. They have a section that's in. They have an in theater section. If you want to go there and rent or purchase a movie that's already in theaters, Disney Plus do that with their content, right? HBO does it with their content. Look at the pattern. Look at what I'm showing you. This is every industry, from music to movies, even into OS and platforms and stuff like that. Everything is moving to a subscription base. You know why? Because of residual income, monthly income. Monthly income. I'd rather make $100 million a month than make $100 million and then have to wait. Well, first of all, I'm not gonna get the $100 million, right? Right? Because I can't assume that if I sell a game at $70, then I'm gonna get the whole $70. No, you got manufacturing costs. You got store incentives and things like that. So much money comes off that $70, right? So Sony or Microsoft don't get the $460 or the $70, right? And I think that's where people get it mixed up. They assume that because Sony's selling these games at $70, they're getting the full $70. No, they're not. It don't work like that. Unless they're digital sales, and even with digital sales, they're probably not getting the full dollar. There's so much stuff that goes on behind the scenes. All I'm saying, just look at the world around you. Just look at the world around you. Look how we went from CDs, from cassettes, to CDs, to iPods, MP3 players, to now Spotify and Apple Music, where music is being streamed from your device and you're given an option to whether you want to download that file physically to your device or not. What does that sound like? Gamepass, PS Now, where your games are being streamed to your device and you have the option to physically download that file to your system. So being afraid of these subscription services, y'all did this. Y'all did. People complain the same way when it came to always online. I don't want my console to be always online and this and this and that. And the same dude who was screaming that is the same dude that had a cell phone that was always online. Who internet was pretty much always online. Unconsciously supported it. We unconsciously support things that we complain about all the time until we take the time and look and think about the things that we're supporting. People saying no to subscription service in gaming, but saying yes to subscription service in music, saying yes to subscription service in movies, in anime. And it's even crazier in anime because you might be subscribed to a service like Funimation or Crunchyroll, and you might see a new anime season come out that's only 12 episodes. Once that 12 episode is up, you might have to wait another year, 2, or 3 years just to get the next 12 episodes. What are we doing here? Same thing with Netflix. They come out with a bomb show that about 8 episodes, 15 episodes, 20 episodes. You complete the season. You got to wait another 2 or 3 years for them to shoot the next flight for the next 10 or 15 episodes. And for that time period, you still paying for Netflix and Crunchyroll because you waiting that 2 or 3 years for the next 10 to 8 episodes to come out for that subscription service. But we say that's wrong for gaming. We say that's wrong for gaming. Even though games are created every 4 to 5 years, but in between that time, we still have AA and independent developers that's giving us constant content throughout. It's crazy how people think. That ain't never capped, Alphawood. I'm subscribed to Crunchyroll, bro. I'm subscribed. And sometimes in anime, you'll watch an anime, 12 episodes, right? And that be it. It be the last season. Sometimes the anime don't even get renewed. So so you're subscribing to a service to where the content that you may like, it's not even guaranteed. Because Netflix does the same thing. It just did it with the Jupiter TV show. The Jupiter with the people who had the different powers and stuff. It was about 8 or 10 episodes. The show got canceled after that. Even though I liked the show, I'll never see that show again. But guess what? Do I continue to pay for Netflix? Yes, I do. Do I continue to pay for Crunchyroll? Yes, I do. Hulu, Disney Plus? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And then we have this thing about Xbox don't back games. They don't like paying for $70 games. We should pay full price for a game to support the developers. Yo, these ponies kill me, bro. They kill me with these narratives, bro. They kill me with these narratives. And it'd be funny. It'd be funny, bro. It'd be funny. Because Thrash told me, King Thrash told me, that when gamers don't support games, we don't get sequels. Right? And that may have a little truth to it. Because like I said, that's not the only thing that goes into determining to determine whether that game is going to get a sequel or not. And the example I used was Days Gone. Days Gone sold well. Why didn't they get a sequel? The PlayStation fans brought it. It brought in money. It did well. Why didn't the gamers in that case determine if Days Gone was going to get a sequel? Because it's not up to the gamers. At the end of the day, it's up to their publisher. And Sony chose not to do a sequel to Days Gone. Well, that's what they said. We don't know. It could have changed. It could have changed. They might still get a Days Gone. But as of now, what we know is they're not getting a Days Gone 2, even though the game was successful. Returnal was amazing. Shout out to that. It only sold 500,000 copies. Where was the support to help that developer? Even though Sony brought them. Huh? Even though Sony brought them. Shout out to all the 55 people watching, man. I really appreciate y'all for showing up. Yeah, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good, yo. Right. And my brother Play say it's not wrong for the developers either. That depends on the deal that they signed to be in the service. Now, I'm pretty sure If I'm a developer, right? If I'm a developer and I'm negotiating with Microsoft, I'm not finna put my game in a service if I know I'm not getting the better end of the deal. Or if I know I'm not gonna gain some or benefit from this deal. Why would I do that? And that's the consensus. That's the consensus around Game Pass, that these developers are jumping into something that they know nothing of. They just sign this shit away. And Microsoft getting over the developers are not being successful. So Game Pass is an epic fail. Crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't understand it. This is something, and this is some the most ignoramus. I might make up a word. Ignoramus. I don't know what. Look, this is some of the most ignorant shit I have ever seen. Developer saying that the publishers haven't given them their royalties, and it's Game Pass fault. Wow, this is crazy. Look, yo, you can't make this shit up. You can't make shit up. And guess what? The game could have sold well, right? Square Enix could have probably made enough money to give People Can Fly what they owe them. But they probably, and it's just speculation, this is just an assumption. I'm not saying this because I don't know for a fact. Let's say that right off the bat. They could have made enough money to give People Can Fly what they probably owe them. But they probably say, look, we going to wait till we turn a profit. Then we going to get it. Then we going to get them what they owe. Until we, and People Can Fly numbers, which was 2 to 3 million, might be different from Square Enix numbers. People Can Fly trajectory was 2 to 3 million. They thought that would be a successful enough for them to receive royalties off of. But what was Square Enix trajectory? What was their numbers for them, based on what they invested in the title, for them to recoup their investment, or to start seeing some of that investment being recouped? That's why I say it's not enough information. This is why I say you can't blame Game Pass, because this ordeal has nothing to do with Game Pass. What people should be doing, they should be questioning Square Enix. They should be questioning Square Enix. Let me see some of these comments, man. I see my bro AP was in here. AP was good. Okay, I was say, Post, we like those services, but you don't hear people capping for them all day. Game Pass ain't the problem. It's fuckers that think it's better than everything else in the world and won't stop until you agree. Look, Alpha, well, let me tell you something, Alpha. Every day, I get on Twitter, Pony's telling me how the PlayStation 5 is better than everything. We're not finna do this, Alpha. Every day. And a day go by that I don't get on PlayStation, that I don't get on Twitter, excuse me. And a Pony is either hopping on my comments or I'm seeing in my feed that they're telling me that PlayStation is greater than everything in the world, brother. Do I care that they feel that way? No. Do I troll them? Yes. They're supposed to feel that way for their ecosystem that they're invested in. If they only invested in PlayStation, I'm gonna knock them for feeling that way, because their feelings is only subjective. I can troll them. I can make fun of them. Do I have to agree with them? No. Does it bother me that they feel that way? No. And in terms of Game Pass, PlayStation people are bringing up Game Pass more than Xbox now. It's crazy. It's crazy. Let me see here. What else we got here? Let me check some of these. Let me check some of these comments out. Yeah, but PlayStation has proven. Oh, okay, see, here we go. That's subjective too. It might has proven that to you, but it ain't. It hasn't proven that to me. Let me see. What I'm trying to say. Okay, let me see. If I knew my game was mid, I would go straight to GP to at least get something right. Look, man, people forget in the 360 days, right? In the 360 days. Okay, let's take this back. We're gonna take this back, right? In the early 90s, right? We didn't have internet, right? We didn't even really have game commercials then. They wasn't that prevalent back then, right? We mostly got our game information from magazines, Game Informers, EGM, Electronic, and all that. You know what I'm saying? That's what we got out. We had to read. We had to read pages of information and stuff like that for games and stuff. Even with E3s back then, we didn't get E3s in video format. They came in pictures. When I first heard about Halo 2, the Halo 2 trailer that they showed at the E3, I read about it in the game magazine. I read about it in the game magazine. When the PlayStation 2 first got announced, with the 300 megahertz chip, when the Xbox first got announced, with the Intel Pentium 3, 733 megahertz processor with the NVIDIA chip, 64, first time having 64 megabytes of unified memory, 10 gigabyte hard drive, 8 gigabyte usable, 2 gigabytes was from firmware and security and stuff like that. When I first heard about that stuff, it was from a magazine. It wasn't from YouTube. It wasn't from the internet. So if we wanted to test out a game, we had to go to GameStop or EB Games. They used to have the game set up in there where you can play a plethora of the latest games that was going to come out. And usually you had to wait in line because stores was packed back then. Packed back then. You know what I'm saying? It was packed. You know what I'm saying? And if it was a fighter game, you had already played it in the arcade. So you knew that it was going to be similar. All you was wondering was the console version of that game, of that fighting game, going to play like the arcade version of that game, right? Then come the 360, right, which allow us to demo games. It allow us to demo games. Certain games gave you an hour to demo. Some games gave you 2 hours to play the games. Now, those portions of those demos, they had issues. They was buggy and stuff like that because they was unfinished product. That was the first time we was able to demo games before purchasing them, getting an opinion on the game before just going out buying games blindly. The problem with that was that developers had to take resources. Developers had to take resources from the developing of the game to create that 2-hour demo. And so certain developers did it, certain developers didn't. So certain games you probably wanted the demo from, you didn't get a demo. You know what I'm saying? But you got demos from other games, usually from the big publishers who had the resources to accommodate a team to create a 2-hour demo to put it on the 360 market store. Fast forward to now. Instead of giving you demos, Game Pass allowed you to play the whole game. It allows you to play however many hours you want in that game. It allows you to complete that game if you want to. It allows you to purchase that game if you find out that you like that game and want to continue to play it. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with that. What's up to everybody joining, man? Fact, C4 Skills. We brought the game magazines just for the demo CDs. Because the CDs used to come with multiple games on the disc. And me and the guys each used to buy different magazines to see which demo was going to have what game. Because we used to try, you know what I'm saying? We used to have certain games we want to play. We used to try to make sure they was on the demo disc. Look, back in the day, I used to go in the store, right? And I used to look at a game case, right? If the game case looked at fire, and then I read the back of the case to see what the story's about, that's how I used to make my decisions on bad games. Because we really didn't have that much to go off of because there was too many games coming out, and every game didn't get a placement in the magazines. So if you go in the store and you don't know what to buy, you'll look at the game case, you'll probably ask around, and more than likely you'll buy some and you'll think it's cold, and you get that shit home, and you find out that that game was that you spent your money on the wrong thing. Now you salty, right? So now you figuring out like, damn, I just spent $50 on this game and this shit trash. And you contemplate, you're like, I know if I take this game back to GameStop, I'm not gonna get all my money back. Shit, I might get $20. And the only way that I might get all my money back is if I do store credit. And if I do store credit, I can only use that credit at GameStop, meaning that I have to buy something else. I can't put it back in my pocket. So we used to try to trick the homie. Yo, this game, yo, I just got this game tight, man. I beat it already, yo. You know what I'm saying? I'm done with it, yo. Won't you go ahead and cop this for me? I paid $50 for it, but you can give me $40, $30 for it. We used to try to get our bread back from the homies before we took it back to GameStop. You know what I'm saying? Game Pass negates that. Game Pass allowed me to play a game that I wouldn't have necessarily invested my money in. To test it out and see if I like it, to see if I want to spend my money on it. Because too many games come out in a year and I can't buy everything. I don't have the money to buy everything. Right? And I know it's certain AAA games that I'm going to buy. Money always already been accumulated for that and set to the side. Right? But I might have a free extra budget, and I want to spend this game. I want to buy this game, but oh no, because I know what's the name is coming out too, and I might want to buy that. And that game is prominent, is well known, and I know I might get my money worth. But this look like it's nice. I don't know if I want to spend my money on that. I don't have to do that no more with Game Pass. I don't have to do it no more. Well, Ty Kid, I said that it depends. Certain games have DLC that continues the story. That's one reason why you buy it. Certain games have multiplayer that extends the playability of the game. That's another reason why you might buy that game. It all depends on the replayability of that game. The game has good replayability, and you know it's gonna leave Game Pass. You say, hey, I want to keep playing this. Well, I didn't get to finish this game, but it's something that I want to finish. I want to buy this game. Okay? I know lots of people that do that, that does that. I know lots of people that does that. Okay? But if you have both options, it's all about choice, champion. I'm not forcing people to get Game Pass. When Xbox players talk about Game Pass on Twitter, they're not saying, when they say it's the best value in game, it's the best value in gaming to them. They're not saying, well, we're gonna force everybody to get a Game Pass. No, you don't have to get it. Alpha would say 100% facts post. When we was kids with no money, now we adults with money, also responsibility. But this is one of our hobbies. So why is spending money on it bad? I ain't saying spending money on it ain't bad. Everybody, like I said earlier, everybody managed their money differently, bro. Yeah, and we was kids, yo. And my mother friend Karen, she owned property. She was a realtor. Well, yeah, she was a realtor. She owned about 3 buildings. She stayed on the a block up from us, yo. I went to work for her. I used to go clean her buildings. Me and my cousin, rake the grass, mow the lawn, clean out the basement, clean the backyard, sweep down the back porch stairs from the third floor down. Any empty apartments in the building, I used to go in there and sweep, mop, wipe down the walls and stuff and clean. And me and my cousins, yo, we'll make about $80 a day, about 70 to $80 a day. Whenever she wanted us to come down there, we'll make about 70, $80 that day doing that. And then we'll go downtown to Toys R Us and go 25 and 25 on the $50 games because games was 49.99 back then. So we'll go half and half on the game. At that time, I wasn't privileged enough to have a system at that time. I wasn't in the house anyway. The last system at that time that I had on was a Nintendo. Once that Nintendo went out, I didn't get another system out after that. But my cousin got everything. And I didn't have my pops. I didn't have my pops. It was just my mom's. My mom's was, working 2 jobs to maintain four kids. You know what I'm saying? So after that Nintendo broke, I didn't have the privilege of the system, but I knew my cousin. I had 2 cousins. My cousin Geek, he had his father and his mother. He got everything. It was him and his brother. So they only had 2 kids. And they got everything. So, and then my cousin Pug, he had every system came out. Nintendo, Sega Genesis, everything. Game Gear, Game Boy, everything. So when I went over there to see Cuz, I got a chance to play those games. And when my cousin Geek got the PlayStation 1, when you saw him, you saw me. That's how we hung together. So the PlayStation, we treated it as if it was ours. That's how we treated it. So when we went to back games for it, we went on half and half because we played that shit relentlessly. You know what I'm saying? We always played it together. You know what I'm saying? And that's how Cuzzo was. So if I had $1, he had 50 cents, and I had 50 cents. If I had $2, he had $1, and I had $1. So we worked together to make that money. We'll go spend 25 and 25, go half and half on the game, get us some snacks, and go back in the crib up in the front room and chill and be hyping for 8-10 hours a day. Because like you said, Alpha, we didn't have no responsibilities back then. We had all the time in the world, bro. But now I got 5 kids. You know what I'm saying? A job. I got other stuff going on in my life. So in terms of how I spend my money, I gotta manage that. And then in terms of how I spend my time with games, I have to manage that. You know what I'm saying? I don't have the freedom. That I used to back in the day to just, go back games and just sit there and just play them and play. I don't have that. I don't have that freedom, bro. I don't have that freedom. Other people might do. And then most of my time gaming is at 2, 3 in the morning when the kids and the lady is asleep. Because that's the time where it's quiet and I really have to myself. But only getting a couple hours there because I got to wake up and be up at 8 o'clock, 7, 8 o'clock to get ready to go to work the next day. So, so it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Yeah. But I'm not the type of person that feels as though I got to beat a game soon it comes out. Like, soon you get the game, you have to beat it. I'm not that type of person. No. You have people out there that soon they get the game, they want to beat it as quick as possible. And I don't hate them for that. No, not me. Sometimes I might play a game. I might get into it. Then Z1 and them might say, hop on NBA 2K, let's play some All-Star basketball, team up and shit. We play that. Or Noah might say, play this game with me or something. We'll do that. Or I might get into another game. You know what I'm saying? Because I just don't feel like going back to that game yet to finish it off. I don't have the energy to go back and play that game like the energy I had when I was getting through it. sometimes I got to take breaks from certain games because I don't have the same energy for them. You know what I'm saying? So I leave them alone, and then when I get that feel for them to play them again, I'll go back and play them. You know what I'm saying? But when I'm not playing that, I'll move on to something else. It's so much shit out, man. You playing one game, and then this game come out, and this game come out. Yeah. Look, to people who have the time, who got all them achievement scores, I don't care about achievements. To people who got all them achievement scores and all that shit, I salute y'all, bro. Who do all that stuff? Like, look, you know, I don't take nothing from y'all, bro. I don't take nothing from y'all. What's up, Showstopper? Yeah, man, these people up here trying to blame Gamepass for people can fly not receiving their royalties from Square Enix. Like, that shit is crazy. You know, Kratos had the nerve to create a space on Twitter. He had 140 some people in there. There was some Xbox people in there, but it was majority ponies in there. And they sit up there having a discussion talking about Game Pass has failed developers. What are we doing? So yeah, I had to get my perspective on that. SSW, but you can say I was paying $50 to $80 for Nintendo games at 10 years old. Yeah, look, I wasn't. I'm gonna let you know now, brother. I wasn't. If you was able to do that at 10-year-old, salute you, brother. Salute you and your parents, brother. Salute you and your parents, brother. I was outside. We was playing crate ball on the on the electricity pole in the alley, nigga. We had the crate hooked up to the lightning pole, to the electricity pole. Nigga shooting hoops. I'm coming home filthy as hell, nigga. Filthy, nigga. Nigga, we was taking the wheels off the garbage cans and making go-karts out of them. That's how that's what I was doing. That's how we catch a girl, freak a girl. We was making our own game, hide, go seek. Bro, I stayed outside because we didn't have the internet. And we had to create our own games, bro. I remember we hooked a crate up to my homie back porch banister and was playing basketball on this shit. A crate hooked to a back porch banister, bro. We was that thirsty. We was that creative. We was that creative back then, bro. We was that creative. Riding bikes, allegedly. Riding them in the rich people neighborhood and taking their BMX, allegedly. You know, BMXs was expensive back then. It was the bikes. You know, they had the pedals on the back where people could stand up on them joints. You know what I'm saying? We had the little Huffies in the hood. Y'all remember the Huffies? You had Huffy and BMX. BMX was the top brand. You know what I'm saying? The Huffy didn't have a paddle or nothing. Yeah, you catch a girl, freak a girl. Catch a girl, freak a girl. Get your little bump. You catch a girl, get your little bump and grind on. And if a girl like you, she'll let you catch her. She'll let you catch her. You get your bump and grind on with the clothes on. At the age you thought you was doing something. Yeah, the mongoose. Exactly, champion. The mongoose, the BMX. Huffy was the little cheap brand, little fit. You could get a Huffy for like $50, $50 or $60. You know what I'm saying? We had the Huffies. We're right over into like the rich people neighborhood. Little rich boys over there around the BMX. Give me that. Allegedly, you feel me? Ride off. We take it back to the hood. Either strip it down and build up another bike, or we spray paint that joint. Allegedly, this all hypothetical and allegedly. Yes, sir, Dizzer. Yes, sir. Huffy was gotta be Huffy was dope on the mountain bikes. Huffy was dope on the mountain bikes, bro. Dino was Dino. Yes, sir. Dino was super expensive. Dino was super expensive, but them joints looked durable. The what's the name? They had the like springs and shit on the front and back and stuff like that, bro. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we used to ride up through the neighborhood and through the city and downtown, up north, all that in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I, Dino was lit. Yeah, the gearbox. Yeah, where it switch gears. Where it switch gears, bro. Yes, sir. You had the little thing on the side where you click it, it switch gears and shit. Some of them had like 5 speed or 6 speed. Then you had I ain't like 10 speeds. Remember the 10 speed bikes? They had like the banana what's the name handlebars and shit. Where it kind of had you lean forward like that and shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I ain't like them. 10 speeds used to be like real skinny, thin tires, a thin frame. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all, hey, take it and remake it, bro. Look. We used to have look. My um, one of the guys, well, two of the guys, they was brothers. Um, had their daddy. We used to call him Fat Cat. We used to call him Fat Cat. And they used to be out on Cottage Grove. He had a warehouse, right? He had a warehouse. And they used to sit out on Cottage Grove. And they used to play dominoes. So every time we used to come around, they used to be like playing dominoes. He's like, die. Oh, my bad, my name. They used to slap the table like, die, yeah, while they playing dominoes, right? But Fat Cat or Fat Daddy used to take old bikes and rebuild them. Like I'm talking about mountain bikes, Huffy, Bill, man, old bike frames, and he used to rebuild them. And so what you could do is you could go to him and like rent the bikes, pay like $1, $2, and rent and had a bike for the day. But since we knew his sons, we didn't have to pay. And he used to have like 15 bikes. We used to go in there and pick from them. We so in the hood, we coming out of there 10, maybe 15 deep, all on bikes, going in the rich neighborhoods. Let me get that. We go back. Say we have an empty frame in the warehouse. We stripping it down, take all the parts and putting it on the other frame. Because back then, once the police got hip to it, allegedly, this is all allegedly, once the police, they used to come look because they'll call the police and give them a detailed description on how the bike looked. So we used to have to strip the parts and put them on another frame, or you would spray paint the bike down because you knew the police was looking for specific details on the bike and stuff. Yeah, bro, that's how we were. GT and Dino was the best in my opinion at that time. Yeah, the 10 speeds, but I used to be nervous. You know, look, I'm big now. I was big when I was little, okay? I always been big. You know what I'm saying? Well, I wasn't always big. When I was little, I was little. But I became big. But at that time, I was big. I used to be nervous getting on them 10 speeds. A big dude on the 10 speed didn't look right. You got a skinny frame and skinny wheels, and you got a big dude sitting on the 10 speed. Bro, we're not doing that. Not in Chicago. You gonna get your big ass up off that 10 speed before you blow the wheel out. You know what I'm saying? That's how it was. Look at the wheels. You letting the air out on the tire. Get your big ass up off that bike. Why they ain't put your big ass on the mountain bike? Yo, I ain't gonna lie. That's how it was. That's how it was. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's how it was, though, bro. That's how it was, though. It was crazy, bro. Ain't no shame in my game. You know what I'm saying? You know, the ladies love the little teddy bear. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but that's all I wanted to say, man. I just wanted to come on here and talk about the hypocrisy and the ignorance that these Sony fanboys are spewing out, blaming Game Pass for Square Enix and People Can Fly issue. It's not a Game Pass issue. This is not a Microsoft issue. That is a Square Enix issue. And I'm pretty sure that People Can Fly is not going to go to Microsoft and Game Pass and ask why they didn't receive their royalties from Square Enix. They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. So I just wanted to tap in with y'all. More content on the way. You know what I'm saying? More content on the way. I think I'm gonna do this more often. My off days is on Fridays and Saturdays, so I'm gonna try to pick one of those days where I can come on and just politic with y'all. Even if it's no game and news, man, we'll just politic and talk about something. Thanks to Dream. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel if y'all haven't subscribed, man. It's an hour and 30 minutes. Let me see what time it is. Oh, I gotta go sign back into work. My 4 hours is up. I got a split shift. I come in and do 4 hours. I'm off for 4 hours, and then I come in and do my last 4 hours. So I'm about to go sign into work, do my last 4 hours, and I'll probably see y'all on, if Z do a show or if he do a Twitch stream, I'll see y'all over there. And shit, hey, man, this felt good, man. I'm trying to see if I can get consistent with it. I thank everybody for coming out and supporting the show. I do got a special show coming up. I got a response to a person that's in the chat right now who said that, and I'm just going to give y'all a little spicy on this. He said that the white people, and this is verbatim, this is word for word, before y'all go. He said that white people under Z, that came from under Z, was more successful than the black people that came from under Z, right? And then he went on and did a stream about it, a show about it. And then he pointed out at me and my channel as being as one of the black people that's unsuccessful compared to the white people that Z used to work with. Now, we don't look. We're gonna address the coonery. I'm not gonna address it right now, but we're definitely gonna address the coonery, okay? But I'm gonna do that on the next show. So y'all make sure y'all watch out. When the notifications go live, y'all show up. Okay? Y'all show up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe. I'm on the road to 1,000 subscribers, okay? 1,000 subscribers. Help me get there. Oh, yeah. Oh, Rob, you know it's going down. You know it's going down. He know who it is. He who shall not be named. He who shall not be named. Oh, he thought I was just going to let that slide. Let that slide. The brother said, look, if you see this white person channel right here, then let me go over to Post-Up channel. You see Post-Up channel? Look at the difference. I say the coonery. The coonery. But don't trip. Don't even trip, brother. Don't even trip, brother. It's cool. It's a time and a place for everything, okay? It is a Lord Jesus, I ask you to sanctify me in your name. I don't want to bring this type of energy to this person, but he keeps pushing my buttons. He keep poking at me. So I got to poke back. I got to push back, Lord. So, forgive me now, as thou I whoop ass on the next show that I put out. All right? Thank y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I will see y'all on the next show. And I might make it, What Are We Doing Here, episode 1, because that's going to be the name of my podcast from here on out. Let's go. Peace, love, and blessings, y'all. Love is love, y'all. Y'all stay safe. Be safe. Blessings to you and all your family. And I thank y'all for y'all continued support. I love all y'all.